Ryan, in terms of communication, we spoke to Wilson Beller this week and he said it was just you guys are really, really picking it up. I mean, how have you guys gotten better? Is it something that you're doing on the field, or is there anything off the field you guys can help with that as well?
I mean, we go, like I said earlier, you know, we're talking with y'all, we go to eat a lot, we hang out a lot. And this is, since I've been here, this is probably one of the closest units that we've had. I mean, we do a lot. During the summer, we did so much together, like a lot of things together. And then also goes back to practice. All week during practice, we try and talk as much as possible. You know, even if we don't have to say it, we try and get out just in case for the game.
I think the reason for that is because it was such a young line going into the preseason, just trying to build that camaraderie and everything.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could say that, but I mean, you know, me and Wilson Bell are only the guys in our class for the O-line, and then the other guys that came up right behind us, you know, we kind of consider them in our class too, just because of how young everybody is. But, you know, that definitely made us step up our game a little bit more and concentrate a little bit more on the communication.
If you were ready for the first game of the season, do you think you guys would be further along?
No, I mean, I don't think I've had that big of an impact. You know, I mean, Corey did a great job. Just like me last year, he got thrown to the fire and he handled himself very well, and you know, he has a lot to be proud of.
Do you feel like things are clicking a little bit more now that you guys are getting close to the middle of the season than they were maybe in August?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, now that, you know, besides having, you know, Cream will slip up, but you know, Chav's taking a lot of reps too. Like the 1s and 2s take a lot of the same reps, and I think that's helping us a lot. Now they're reaching into almost the halfway point of the season. We're starting to get a lot more comfortable with each other, knowing what each other is going to do on certain plays. So definitely.
How important, coaches talk about this, but rather not just finding the 5 best individual guys, but the 5 guys who work the best together. Have you seen that dynamic kind of at play?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, it's kind of hard just because the line's been mixed up so much, but you know, just the way Coach Strickett prepares us, he prepares us all, just like he does all that cross training, just like we did so much of it last year. You're used to playing with different guys. Like during the summer when, you know, by ourselves and we were taking steps with the line, we switched stuff up because we never knew what was going to happen when the season came. So like we've definitely prepared for it.
You think from like left to right that Saturday's performance against Miami was maybe the best overall performance that you guys have had this season?
I mean, considering the game, the rivalry, and all of that, you know, I think we handled ourselves pretty well, and you know, we all graded out pretty well, and I think we did a pretty good job. What do you maybe take from that you hope as collectively as a group you grow on and continue to build on with a good Louisville defensive front this week? I mean, you just gotta put that you gotta put last week, even though it was a big win, we gotta put that in the past. We can't be harping on it, riding that wave over to Louisville because they're a very good front seven and very good defense. But you know, probably popping that cherry for, you know, being in a huge environment, it definitely will help.
What about Louisville's front seven kind of stands out to you?
You know, it's a lot of the same returning guys that they had last year. They got a couple transfers in. So I mean, they're definitely a very stout defense, and that was that's their strength of the year. So.
Does it start with Rankins for their defensive front? Is Sheldon Rankins' kid?
Number 98. Yeah, he played last year too. He started last year. He's a very good player. He plays hard. He's strong. He's fast. You know, he's everything you want in a D lineman.
Ryan, being from New Orleans, I gotta know. Did you ever get a chance to play against Leonard Fournette in high school?
I did actually. St. Aug was a big rivalry. You know, we're from both our schools both in the inner cities, and we played each other every year in the Catholic League. I think my sophomore year we battled it out, and I think they won by like a touchdown. And then the following 2 years they kind of got a little hold of us.
So I mean, what you've seen from him at LSU, not a surprise at all?
No, not a surprise at all. I mean, just knowing the type of high school player he was, and you know, he did track too when I did track. And just, it doesn't surprise me one bit.
Of course, I mean, there's been so much talk about who's the better back between him and Dalvin. Not that I'm putting you in that position, because I obviously know who you choose, but what's been the similarities and maybe differences in those two that most people don't see?
You know, I mean, they both play a lot alike. I mean, you know, if Dalvin doesn't, you know, tweak that hammy in the Wake Forest game, his numbers are almost the same, but just if he didn't tweak that hammy, they'd probably be right up there, you know, maybe if not better. But I mean, they're both, you know, explosive backs. They both love the game. They both compete. You know, they're both humble. I mean, they both have a lot of the same attributes.
You got a running back like Dalvin. Is it one of those if we just give him an eighth of an inch and he's going to be gone?
You know, I mean, it feels good to have a back who runs as hard as he does, and like, you know, if you don't get a hat-on-hat every single play, you know, he could probably break a tackle. He can, you know, juke a guy and get past him. So it kind of makes you like a little security blanket.
Do you ever see Dalvin break off a run and just, you know, just marvel and just be like, wow? You know?
Well, that second drive at Wake Forest, when we were backed up on the 6-yard line or 4-yard line, and when he broke it, I was just like, wow. I was like, wow, that was a quick drive, and then I got really excited. But just because that was my first touchdown back in the starting lineup, and it was pretty cool.
All right, who's better, Cook or Fournette?
I mean, I'm actually gonna go with my guy because you know I'm gonna block for him, but Dalvin.
All right, we're good. Let's go.